reminds me, I remember when I was on Windows, I used to have a program called Figma. Figma balls.
Mm, mm, mm,
And
mm.
Figma is like a UI program
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
I use my scheduler for that. Like if you look at some of my old, you're in my server, you can look at the schedules chat. If
Mhm.
you look at my old schedules, they're made using Figma because it's
Okay.
like I think I paid like a few bucks for the template and I just used it and it just works, right?
Right.
And I thought, okay, well, I don't really like the schedule I'm using now. I want to go for a different vibe. I want to I want to use a PSD file for like a more custom template because also my week is not Monday to Friday and Saturday Sunday are my weekends.
Mhm.
My week is Friday to Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursdays are my days off because I have a weird night shift schedule.
Mhm.
So Friday to Tuesday is my stream schedule. Friday's my first day, Tuesday's my last day. So on a 5 day schedule, just put it on there. I don't like the weird like boxes that says text. I want to show the game art itself. I made a new schedule template.
Mhm.
It was gonna be debuting that from my 1.5, which by the time this episode's out, I'm probably gonna be debuting 1.5, so I'm showing my background right now. When I switched to Linux and I'm like, okay, I'll just use Figma for now, I'll, whatever. Didn't work. PT schedule, which it didn't work, it didn't work. And I was like, oh god, I have to learn GIMP. So it took me a day or two to like learn how do I move an object? How do I like shift things? Thank God Canva works because Canva I use for my thumbnails, and it's like I prefer like drag and drop stuff. Whereas like if I used GIMP,
Mhm.
wow, it's not as intuitive to me because I'm someone that if I want to move something, I just click it and drag it. With GIMP, you have to press M or Control M. If you want to scale something, you have to press Control S. If you want to crop something, you have to press Shift C. It's like what? It hurt my brain.
I
I'm just
don't
used to Canva.
understand why they have it like this. I do not know. I cannot explain it to you. I will never understand it. I think when I think GIMP started around the start of Photoshop 1. So like there's no
Yeah.
reason, and Photoshop 1 had already built in a lot of this core like design logic anyway.
I can't even
Yeah,
get
yeah, no,
text
8 years
outlines.
after Photoshop. So probably by Photoshop 2 by then.
I can't even get like text outlines without having to do some convoluted method. And it's like,
There in
why
GIMP
stick to using
3,
thumbnails?
in GIMP
That's
3 they now have a text outline function.
yo.
Yo. Yeah, it's
On
taken
them
them
from
a
putting
long
a
time.
feature that should have been there at the start.
It should have been. You're right. They also have multi-layer tooling now, so you can now select multiple layers at the same time.
Good. I hate switching like if I want to move like two game days to like two separate game days. Like
Mm-hmm.
Kingdom Hearts 2, I have like Monday and Tuesday. If I want to switch like Friday, Saturday for some reason,
Mm-hmm.
I have to manually select logo,
Mm-hmm.
drag it over. The game art, drag it over. If I can just,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, if it's multi-selected, that works for me. That's
Yeah, you can
great.
just control click or shift click depending on how your layers are ordered and what works better, and just drag them. Like
Good.
any sensible
Again,
tool.
a feature should have been implemented at the start.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, this was 8 years after Photoshop came out. There was no like some of the design choices they've made. I don't understand why they were ever made like that.
Yeah, I getcha. It's just most developers like are great, right? But they sometimes don't have design tendencies. You know what I mean? They just program something that works for them. Everyone else, fuck them. I'll just stick to what I use. It's the GNOME situation.
there is a
Server-side decorations. What's that?
there is a really really good article. The link to it is GNOME Bad.
GNOME bad.
I'm probably
had
gonna talk about this on a
We've had
stream.
Pro Bono say Wayland bad. Now we have this guy saying GNOME bad.
This one,
I
the
don't
difference
care for
between
GNOME.
Pro Bono and this is actually really well written, and pretty much every point this guy brings up is completely valid about GNOME just being a mess to use.
Well, as a base GNOME hater, I appreciate this.
Like from every single point it goes over, from the launch application, like when you first open it, the GNOME tour, it was like trying to like show you how GNOME works and how it's just completely broken and doesn't actually teach you anything. How like on a desktop with a system that does not have a touchscreen, it still gives you like touch controls in the tour. It goes deep into the whole like GNOME phone interface, the obsession with iOS style lists on everything, even though they just don't fit on a desktop. The giant black bar that takes up the entire top of your screen, but has 3 buttons in it.
Let me tell you something about.
Oh, go on.
No, you go.
I was going to say also client-side decorations and how it leads to completely inconsistent application design and apps that don't make any sense and a bunch of other problems.
It's like they're allergic to server-side decorations or something, I swear.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was going to say was... Go on.
Sorry, just one more thing while we're here.
Yeah, you're good.
Do you ever double-click on the top of an application to full screen it?
Why? I don't think I do. No.
Okay. Well, you can do that. On GNOME, because they have the client-side decorations and the top bar is full of buttons, you have to work out where in the top bar is not a button if you actually want to use that function.
Oh, do you mean like maximizing a window?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that. Okay.
Yeah. That can be
KDE defaulted as like single click to open stuff, but they thankfully did to double click.
Oh, yeah.
So like, yeah.
Well, that's because every downstream changed it to double click anyway. So they're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
All of the developers I've spoken to, they think that single click is better, but none of the users do.
It could be better, but like, I like sticking to what I know, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. What I was gonna say was, a weird thing about my workflow, and you made a video on this, the libadwaita situation. So, Face Tracker is an application that I use to, track my face.
Yep.
Name says itself when I'm using VTube Studio.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I would screen share this, but I will probably ruin the video. So like, take my word for it. So this uses libadwaita Face Tracker. If I move my cursor over to the window, it just makes the cursor bigger for some reason, and it changes the style of it. I hate that so much. Like, I want my consistency. That's why I don't like libadwaita.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely
like both Face Tracker, but also, another app that uses libadwaita is Stream Controller. So there are 2. So I use an Elgato Stream Deck for like a lot of my
that one
setups and everything. I'm really hoping global shortcuts happen because I don't want to have to, focus on my YouTube window to use my keyboard shortcuts. I want to use this, globally. But when I need to like set up my Stream Deck or add a new button, it also uses libadwaita as well. Stream Controller works more. Boatswain does not. I tried Boatswain, it just doesn't work for me. So if you were to ever get a Stream Deck, Stream Controller, it just works.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
But like even then, like, I don't like how libadwaita kind of ruins a lot of consistency for like my desktop, because like I'm someone that really likes my Qt programs and everything just kind of works, and then GNOME is like, hey, we're gonna do things differently and fuck up your entire system.
Yep.
It's why I don't like GNOME. It's why I switched to KDE, because like they have their issues, yes, but they actually know what users want. They have consistency.
I wonder how well split up this application is. I wonder if I could sit down and make a Qt interface for this.
For what?
For Stream Controller.
Oh my god, if you would do that, I would...
I don't know if they tie in a lot of the functionality into the UI. If they don't, it probably wouldn't be that difficult.